With Vega versus NoLogicGaming, the game has begun. I'm Owen, I'm here with Andy, and let's get ourselves into the match. So, the draft, we're seeing a Meepo and an Omni Knight coming out from NRG. Is this the play?
Unconventional, to say the least. I think it is actually very good during the mid-game. The biggest issue that Omni normally struggles with is his laning phase isn't typically seen as super strong, but NLG in the past, they have a tendency to pick lanes that might be a tad bit weak, and they rely on their mid-game to kind of carry them through, get momentum that way, and just kind of steamroll. We've seen it multiple times already in the ASUS ROG DreamLeague, so I think this is kind of their wheelhouse, so they should be feeling pretty comfortable with the heroes that they've picked. And as far as Vega goes, maybe not the most standard draft either, if we're being honest, right? Like, Axe, he's seen sometimes, but not too often. It's going to be a support Slardar, which we know is possible, but again, not too frequent. Really curious to see how the lanes are going to shape up here from both teams. The only thing we can maybe assume from the starting build here on Excalibur is that he will be going mid.
Yes, yeah, it's almost going to be good old Steve on the mid lane. He's got that money. He'd love to find a bounty so he can get that early bottle. And yeah, they realize that Vega, they're looking to fight top, so they'll go to bottom. They'll look to try and secure Meepo that bounty so he can get the early rune, but he's probably going to have to take it here because Clinks is going to go for it himself. They'd love to save it for him, but yeah, they're just going to have to try and take it away, and they will. Spartans able to pick it up here on the Omni Knight, the top rune there, going to no one on the Quap. And yeah, I think, as you were saying, it'll be interesting to see what they do in terms of lanes, and it looks like, yeah, it's going to be Mag on the off-lane Axe, and Solo on what seems to be a support Slardar.
Yeah, I mean, it's actually good. The thing is, you have a very low cooldown on your stun, and you can actually cast it, I think it's 3 times at level 2 or 3, and it's still like a very long duration stun, even at level 1. 1.6 seconds is not too bad, as Meepo is going to be having a really bad time, though. We'll get a repel from Spartan. Important to note that Excalibur did not get a bounty rune, which means that this matchup, even if it was just a strict 1v1, I think no one would have a slight lead. But you always have to be cautious because when Meepo gets level 3, you can actually take a ton of damage, and obviously you cannot blink out of
yes. Yeah, it's going to be potentially a hard lane if it gets to a certain point here for no one. Yep. But it does rely on Steve getting those first few levels and getting the ball out, which he'll have in a creep's worth time in a few seconds if he wishes to wait. I mean, this bottom lane, so, I mean, we already talked about the fact that Clinks, he can kind of farm in a lane against the Darkseer. I mean, why do you feel that they felt the need to send Solo down here as well on a Slardar?
Well, in this lane before 6, like, you need Death Pact, that's the thing, right? Like, you want Death Pact to kill the Ion Shell creep, that's when the Clinks matchup starts to go more favorably, I feel. But until that point, I actually think that Mitch is going to have a pretty okay time, if not an easy time. And that is a little bit concerning.
Oh, mid lane, Steve's in a lot of trouble. No one blinks in aggressively. There's Solo here with the level 1 rotation, and bam! Who cares about repel when you can smack him in the face? The crush is now onto Spartan, now with the slow from the poison touch as well. Omni Knight. Oh, is he okay? No. Yeah.
The Dazzle actually died. That tango, that was value.
Okay, Spartan. Okay.
That was definitely value. Yeah. So, as we already talked about, NLG's lane's not crazy strong. Vega just trying to abuse that a little bit. Their off lane is going to be fine. The Darkseer obviously against Clinks 1v1, that's not too bad.
Solo found Spartan, but Spartan did pick up a haste rune, so he's going to be alright. Giving a bit of action there. Bottom lane, Seema's actually headed down here as well on the Dazzle, so they've left the Quap alone. Solo is still around, but as you said, the fact that Excalibur's hit level 3, no one has to be pretty careful at this point.
Yeah, if you actually get a gank, like net into double poof and a purification can be a kill on a Queen of Pain. It is a ton of damage to take.
Bottom lane, trying for Mitch again, but he's got to put the shell out, surge away. He'll be fine, does get himself fairly low, but he's got himself salves. Mid lane, no one, still needs to be careful now, especially as Spartan returns. The bottle is refilled.
Man, they are abusing this so hard. They're like refilling bottle, giving the bottle to the Meepo as well, and like giving it back. The thing about Meepo with bottle is you can obviously give the bottle to your other Meepos on top of that, and because Spartan has been spending so much time around middle, he can just spam poof, and he can also be stacking the jungle for him at the same time.
I mean, still in terms of CS, it is Quap with the edge, but yeah, the fact that Meepo is going to be able to farm up so quickly just across the map and across the jungle is going to be an issue for the side of Vega. I mean, top lane, Mag on his off-lane Axe, he's doing pretty well. Level 4 at the moment has been found.
He's got more CS than the Meepo. Oh, okay. Excalibur just passed him, but that's just because of poofing. The Mag is getting a ton out of this off lane.
And it doesn't seem like there's a lot that Milan can do with the Disruptor to try and force him back. You can give him a bit of a tickle, but that's it at this point. There's the space, of course, though, for Garter to find a good bit of farm on the Centaur, though. 23 CS at the moment, so we'll expect to see a pretty good item progression on him in terms of getting a good timing on the Blink Dagger. And this is only going to be one of those games where the Blink Dagger is going to be key, because I can see the fights really kicking off kind of in about 3 minutes' time.
You definitely want Blink Dagger, like, setting up. Like, both teams want Blink, ideally. Yeah. Like, you want it on Axe, you're going to want it on Centaur. Obviously, you want it on Slardar, too. It's going to be a high priority item for both of these teams. And I think it just boils down to, if the Meepo can get really far ahead, I feel he can snowball the game on the back of an Omni Knight. And a Centaur ulti, too. That's a big thing. Like, taking a team fight against GA and Stampede is so hard.
Top lane, Solo. He's going to turn around with the crush, but he could be in trouble here. They've got a glimpse. They'll bring him back up with the field as well, and there we go. The hoof stomp to ensure that he can't get out of the party ring. And a nice pick off there for NLG, straight off the back of the fact that Axe, of course, leaves the lane. He goes to the jungle. He says, hey, Solo, gonna get some free farm up top. You'll have a lovely time getting some solo XP, and wasn't the case, because they can kill that Slardar a hell of a lot easier than they can kill the Axe.
I know that feeling. The whole, it'll be fun. Just go farm the lane, and then you go up there and you just get wrecked. It's happened to me once or twice before. Not the best thing in the world. There's a lot of stacking happening, too, in the Dire jungle here. There's a triple stack in the medium camp.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, and there's a quad stack, I believe that is right here.
Oh, jeez.
And I am actually really concerned at the fact that Vega aren't contesting this. Like, sure, it's a bit difficult right now, but your Queen of Pain's almost level 6. You could, like, smoke 1 or 2 heroes over and try to snipe the Meepo.
Is he gonna just...
That was close.
The Dukes were fortunate for Pasha. He was so close to being taken down there.
He's got Death Pack, though, so he doesn't even have to base if he can get a creep to spawn. He needs to eat something.
And they can maybe try and go for the Darkseer here if they can get a call on him. And with the... It's going to be hard, though.
The Ward's going to spot the Axe. He just runs away.
Yeah, he's out. So essentially a bit of time wasted here for Vega, and obviously the wall was dropped, but at this point of the game, Darkseer probably not looking to fight across the map anyway. Mag's just going to give Mitch the rundown here, and Mitch will surge away. Spartan's about as well. We've got to be careful because no one has turned up, and here we go, blinking straight in, the repel onto Mitch. They'll get the call though, and here we have Mitch falling incredibly fast. He'll maybe look for a Roshan tonight, but he goes down. Looking for the rundown here with the Iron Shield to try and find something in return, but Spartan realizes he's gone up, and he will just TP out. There was not the mana for enough stuff to finish him off there. They pop the Stampede as well as Disruptor finds a kill onto Slardar.
He had that before.
Top tower is under attack.
That Stampede, I think, would have been a kill on Mag, right?
Yeah, I think
if the Dazzle wasn't ready for it and the Stampede came out, I think the damage would have been enough to kill him. Well, they did use it to kill the Slardar, so that's fine.
They still got something with it. Yeah.
I think that's a second. Like, Garter does not like using his ultimate for anyone other than himself. I noticed that when I watched them play, because the other day I kind of watched him do the same thing. If he sees a kill on the other side of the map, he won't ult for that, but he'll ult for himself. He's a very greedy Stampede user. But still, NLG going to be quite alright with this early game. I mean, Mitch, he's still farming decently. The Klings is a tiny bit ahead of him, but there was pressure being applied. He did get ganked. And then the Meepo is not really being pressured too much at all. It's level 8. It's actually 1 level higher than the Queen of Pain, like a full level, and it's only 7 minutes in.
Yeah, Meepo's going to have a good time at this point. And as you said, Garter, with that bit of action he found at the top lane, and 1,700 gold towards that blink, so we are almost certainly going to see a pre-10-minute blink dagger here for the man if this
is so scary. I would not want to play Queen of Pain in this game. Like, if I'm no one, if you get caught by a net or you blink, you are dead. Like, a bad blink is death. No blink could possibly still be death. You have glimpse to worry about. There's just so much stuff on the team that kills Queen.
Top lane, Excalibur's come down to join Mitch. If they can get a surge into a net, they could look for an opportunity to find a kill, especially with the fact that Spartan's TPing in as well on this Omni Knight. Vega having to be very careful here with their positioning.
They got Stampede.
And they're actually going to bring more people down. They're going to bring no one in as well here. And they do have that Sonic Wave.
I think they're backing.
Yeah. This invis from Mag as well could certainly set something up if he can find Mitch, but yeah. NLG playing this very safely, keeping themselves out. And Steve just returns to the mid lane to continue farming here on the Meepo. And there we go, that's your 8-minute blink now on Centaur. And we'll see what Garter's able to do with that across the map as he comes down to the bottom lane.
I wonder how heavily they're going to be relying on Excalibur to come to fights, or if they just want to use the old Wombo combo with the Centaur and the Omni.
I mean, who's
It's a lot of damage.
Purification Iron Shell.
And Double Edge. Like,
and even the Stampede if you want to throw it in.
Oh, he missed. Oh, they got dust though.
I think they still get this, surely. Yeah, running him down. 2 Iron Shells. Oh, it's the smart move.
Oh,
and it's the right move.
They are both out. That was really unfortunate. I mean, I'm not sure if that stomp would have even guaranteed a kill though.
I think, yeah, you would have killed the
You can still
Clink,
make
surely.
the same play.
Oh, yeah, you just grave him.
You just grave him and he
true.
runs. Yeah.
That's true.
That was very nicely done from the side of Vega.
Dire's middle tower.
Mid lane, thinking about getting no one. There's your first net. Are you going to have the second net as well? Yes, you are to follow up, but they got the damage to bring him down. No, not quite. No one will be able to blink away, but only just. I mean, there is going to be the point when there's 3 Meepos in the game. That's not going to work next time.
Yeah, he's going to die when Excalibur gets the next point into his ulti for sure. The other thing, too, is even if he had higher points in a Geostrike, I think he still would have died there. But he's obviously only got 1 at this point. I don't know if he likes going for more points in a Geostrike or if he prefers maxing Earthbind. I don't actually remember.
Tole Milan, this is potentially a free kill here for Pasha. Ah, yeah, without no one. No way that he's getting out of this one, Milan. Easy pick off there for the side of Vega.
But I mean, even the fact, like, they kill him there, which is good for Vega, but that's already a level 6.5 Disruptor, which means that, again, the Queen is going to be hard pressure to make stuff happen in fights. You're going to have to worry about GA during mid-game with Repel, although granted, Spartan is only level 3 right now. He's been roaming around quite a bit, just trying to make sure that everyone else has a little bit of an easier time. I think that Vega they're kind of on the clock. Like, what can they get done? Can they get Maga's Blink in time? Looks like he's actually got it right now. So 10-minute blink for him as off lane. That's actually super good. I think this could be the point where Vega start pressuring.
Yeah, I mean, both teams now with that blink initiation online, it's just going to be a question of who can use it to the greater advantage. At this point of the game, 10 minutes in. Both teams have the potential. It's going to be bottom lane where, yeah, Garcha and Spartan hanging around again. Maybe hoping to draw in some action with Mitch positioned on his own. So let's keeping it cool. There's not really any other backup because Vega, they're looking for action elsewhere. You've got a smoke up in the mid lane from Mag, Seema, and no one. They'd love to find someone mid, but it's got to be bottom that the jump comes in first. Garter finds Solo. He's on his own. They'll get themselves a free pick off at the same time mid lane. Mag jumps in, gets the call onto Excalibur with a physical damage from Pasha. The pure from no one with the Sonic Wave. It's an easy Meepo killer now, Milan. He's stuck between 4 of them. Nowhere for this Disruptor to go. And they may have lost Solo on the bottom lane, but that was a support Slardar. And in turn, they take the Meepo and the Disruptor, and Vega may even get the tier 1 as well. A very good trade there for the Radiant.
For sure, very favorable. I mean, the mid tower is so important for Meepo too, because you need the jungle. You need it. You need to be able to farm it. You need to make sure that the enemy team is not going to be going in there with blink initiation on an Axe, for example, who during the early game is great against Meepo. As the Meepo starts to scale, Axe becomes a little bit worse because you're not really dealing much damage anymore with your counter helix. But for now, Vega feeling pretty happy with the exchange that they've made, and they also have this wards scouting out the deep part of the woods, so in case Excalibur ever makes his way back there, they can maybe go for him again.
As you said, just any kind of control they can get over this area of the map is going to be huge. And here we go, straight jump in with the call, it's massive. They do get the Stampede out, then the Who Stomp in return. But the Repel on Spartan, they're going to try and run, but now the damage from Klink's bringing down guards and it will get the kill. The Static Storm does catch up Pasha here, but he gets vacuumed out to the side. The Shallow Grave as well, he's going to look for the TP. Can he make it? They got anything to cancel it. They got the glimpse just in time. They'll find the Klinks in return. No one's at the job, but get these calls from Mag. He gets them all in. They're brought down one. Excalibur tries to poof his way through it. He might just be able to clean up. Seema's trying to do his best with the right clicks, but no one gets the scream. 4 dead at the moment on the side of NLG, and now it's just Milan left alone. He's going to go down as well. Double kill for no one. And off the back of a brilliant call there on the Axe from Mag, Vega just cleaning up once again, and this is the kind of pace that Vega love to set in these games 12 minutes in.
That was an enormous call coming in from Mag. He's already like easily MVP of the match just because of that. The swing that you get when you kill like their entire team at such an early stage in the game is gigantic. And the other thing too is it puts no one very close to having Orchid. It's only 13 minutes in. All he needs is the recipe.
Oh my goodness.
And he's just under 700 gold away from that. So he catches out, you know, the Omni Knight, for example, he catches out Disruptor, and the Omni is not around. That's just a solo kill. He can maybe killing Excalibur is a bit tough, because you can only Orchid one, and then you still get netted. So he probably can't solo kill a Meepo, but everyone else is probably fair game.
And talking about killing Vega, they're not done. They want to look for more. Smoked up and making a hasty movement here into the dire jungle. They are going to find people, but who are they going to find first? Excalibur walks straight into it. Oh no, Steve, you didn't want to walk that way. The call's there in time. Excalibur's going to get taken down first here. He's the first casualty. The static storm's out, but it's just not enough damage to deal with Vega. They're going to chase for more. No one blinks forward here, looking for guards. The glimpse will be on the quad, taking him out of the fight, but Pasha continues to move forward. Who's he going to go for? He's looking for Spartan. Mag tries to get the core. Doesn't matter though. Look at the damage coming out from Pasha. Spartan just tries to run himself trees. He's not even level 6. No hope for a GA from this man. And that's his second kill here for the side of Vega. And okay, Sonic Wave. Right. He didn't even need it. He didn't even want it.
I don't know what that was about.
All right.
But
those creeps surely got.
It is a very long cooldown without Aghanims.
Quite
Keep
long.
in mind, 135 seconds.
I mean, to be fair to Vega, they haven't needed it to win these fights.
True.
But all right, Mitch. He's got to get himself out. Garta moves forward, tries to live with the Who Stomp. He's going to hold on to it. There's going to be the glimpse back onto Pasha. He's a pretty speedy bugger, but no, now with the dust on him, Pasha could be in a bit of trouble. He's trying to juke it out. The juke's going to be real enough. No, they're not. They'll find the kill onto Klinks. Centaur will claim that one. And, well, interesting things happening, but nonetheless, Vega's still on top. But a nice kill for NLG to find off the back of it, getting Pasha on the Klinks.
Vega can't relax, though. They got to keep applying pressure. They cannot get complacent, because a Meepo, you know, he gets his Aghanims up, he gets 1 or 2 fights in him, he gets his Blink and maybe a Hex, and you start to have real big problems. The hero becomes insanely tanky during the mid-late game, which is kind of why I feel they opted to go for a Klinks and then a support Slardar. Yeah. Because you're really picking Slardar for the amp, and then Klinks does way more damage than a Slardar, at least in terms of single target DPS, right? And you're not relying on a bash per se on a Meepo as much as you are just blowing him up. So I think Klinks is a much better option in that sense, and you still have the amp anyway, with Weave minus armor on top of that. So a well-placed Crush or a well-placed Cull, you get the amp on one Meepo and you just kill it. Like there's no...
He's gone.
Yeah. There's not really much you can do outside of getting GA'd, but you can even make a defusal this game on Klinks. I don't think it's bad at all. Like having it for the Surge, having it for the obvious Repel and GA. There's no cooldown anymore, so even if you like... Normally you would try to bait out a spell, like you would repel the hero, then the Purge would come in so you can land a spell. Yes. And then you would GA, but the defusal would be on cooldown prior to this. Now you can just be like, Raffle, just spam click it, and then you just don't have anything, and then you die.
You can. I mean, maybe. I mean, it's not every day we see a defusal Klinks, but
not as first item.
Situationally.
Yeah, not as first item,
it
but
could work out.
You can definitely buy it this game.
I mean, yeah, at this point, I think, as you said, Vega, they need to continue what they're doing. If they do so, it's going to be a very hard game for NLG, but if there's any sign of Vega stopping, the Meepo is going to come into his element eventually and be quite the issue for Vega as the game gets later and later. But still 15 minutes in, Vega with the foot in on this game at the moment. And the fact that, yeah, as you were pointing out earlier, that no one's got this very good timing on the Orchid. We're going to see him make a... Well, I don't think there's going to be any stopping it for Vega. Vega know that they've got the edge here with the fights, and they're going to just continue to go. Yeah,
and then Queen gets maybe Aghanims next. The team fight potential coming out for them is going to be insane. It's really hard for Meepo when you're behind against this style of lineup because there actually is a lot of AoE. Like even having Shadow Wave, having the Blink Call, having the AoE from the Queen, a Crush, you need your team at your back all the time. Yeah. Like you actually need help during these fights. So yeah, you just get wrecked more or less. And up until this point, it's kind of been, can Excalibur do enough to buy time for his team? But they actually prioritize him very heavily this game. Like they've been rotating on him. They go mid, they kill that tower. And he's got 4 deaths to his name. It's only 15 minutes in.
And some nice strategical drawings there from Vega. Just pointing out on the map that there is indeed a ward. During this pause, of course. There was by NLG, just to point out, not Vega pausing and doing some strategical talking, waiting on NLG here at the moment. Spartans had a bit of lag, I believe, was the issue. Yeah, it was Spartan at the moment on the Omni Knight, so hopefully we'll be able to get ourselves back in the game pretty shortly. As DC looks like he's just waiting it out to see if the issue is intermittent. But yeah, I mean, in terms of who's having the best performance in terms of KDA, no one's got to be pretty good at the moment.
Yeah, I think he's got the most kills. Yeah. He's 408. He's actually been involved in 100% of his team's
kills. I thought it would be high.
Decent contribution, you know. There every single fight. Still has
very good.
ADCS at 15 minutes. He is on point.
100%.
He's got almost 2k net worth more than the next highest person. And it's only 15 minutes in. That's actually kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, this is how you play the quad. I mean, you can see why it is one of those heroes a lot of teams don't like getting through the drafts.
Yep.
And no one, of course, was going to be pretty happy that they did manage to find that for him on the side of Vega.
I mean, after seeing the Meepo pickup, I kind of get why they weren't as scared about the Queen. Because Meepo actually owns Queen. Like, if you get ahead, the Queen is useless against the hero. You got good base magic resistance. Doesn't help against the Sonic Wave, of course, but you actually just kill the Queen in, like, a second. If you have just level 11, you have your Aghanims up, which I think is going to be, what, he is 1,800 gold away?
He's closing it, but yeah, he's still got a bit of
So obviously this is a very late Aghanims timing. You would ideally have it by now, right? Like, 15 minutes is actually quite late, especially considering he was mid, and you can abuse bottle. He had a lot of stacks. He still doesn't have it. I'd say that's probably the biggest issue for NLG at this point. If he gets there, they take, like, 1 or 2 good fights. Like I said, he can get that Blink Dagger and maybe start to split up the map a bit. But it becomes difficult when there's multiple Blink Initiators on Vega, and there's also a Klinks. Like, Klinks gets BKB. Normally, against a lot of BKB buyers, Meepo can just, like, swarm you, right? You just hit through the BKB and you just try to kill him. But the Geostrike also snares, obviously, but you can't ensnare Klinks, and his damage is actually so high that you can kill the Meepo before he can kill you, which not a lot of heroes can do. But again, that's assuming, like, Deso BKB, so that's still quite a bit away. So it's all about the item progression here for Steve. Can he make it happen? Is the rest of the team going to be able to help him out?
I mean, we know his Meepo is pretty good. You know, if anyone's going to make
really
it work,
damn good.
Excalibur's going to you know, give it his best.
It's very good.
It's done this. There is still quite a chance here for NLG this game, but it's going to be hard, especially against Vega, because they're the kind of team that they find this momentum, and this is the playstyle that they just thrive on. You know, if they're able to just realize, hey, we can take a fight, they'll just keep fighting you. They're not going to hold back at all. They're not going to sit back and stay in their lanes and farm. They're just going to look for more and more aggression each and every time, and it's just going to be a question really if NLG are going to be ready for that. We saw in the last situation the fact that Omni hasn't quite got GA online. He's very close to it.
Yeah, he is.
So just those little extra things that might help NLG to turn around these fights in these full 5v5s.
GA should make a pretty big difference, but what happens if, like, the Queen Orchid is done, right? It's being sent out to no one on the courier during the pause.
Yeah, he's got it. Yeah, right next to him.
What happens if he just gets, like, blink silenced, and then there's, like, a one call?
I think at this point as well, I mean, yeah, in a team fight situation, you're probably looking to silence the Omni on the back, especially if he's got GA. Because if you can cut him out before he gets the ult, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, it's either Omni or, I guess, Disruptor. But
yes, if
that's only if you don't see the Omni.
Yes.
Because you don't really want to be, like, blinking forward and, like, really trying to find a hero when there's a Meepo on the other team. Can very easily result in your death, because Orchid doesn't give you any survivability. It's just aggressive potential. So if you mess up a blink, you get caught by Centaur Meepo, you're splat. You are dead. So that is always something to be concerned with if you're Vega. Looks like everyone's DCing from the side of NLG.
Some issues here for NLG.
We got some internet problems.
Some issues.
Yeah.
We're sorting them. Well, we're not sorting them. Actually, we're not doing anything to fix them. Not that we can.
We don't really do much anyway.
We don't really.
Let's be honest.
We're not really the technical type.
Yeah.
We leave that to the boys out back. So, yeah, we just have to wait for NLG to sort it. But, yeah, I mean, obviously in the first series of today, we saw Vega go 1-1 with Monkey Business. And this game, they're looking to bring kind of the force that they had in Game 2 in that series. We saw them do very well against Monkey Business. And similar kind of plan that they're putting into place, and it's working out so far.
Did we just say, like, barring a really weird draft from Vega, that they just should have won all their games today?
What do you mean? As in...
So, like, okay, so the first game, they picked Ursa last against a
Oh, yeah, the Ursa didn't
right?
win.
It was a really weak draft, in my opinion. Do we just say that if they don't draft weak, they on paper should win, like, all the games? Because I still feel like even in that game, there were glimpses where Vega, you could see what they were trying to do with their lineup. It just felt like if they weren't playing from ahead, they just had absolutely no chance in the first game against Monkey Business.
Yeah, I don't think Vega had been playing bad today at all. I think you just said it was just, the first game was not ideal in terms of draft, but
and those misses, man.
Yes, at the start, that's enough to put you on to.
Those ice shards were so good. Like,
they were. He had to.
I don't even think
struggling to get them around them. Poor old Big Daddy.
The way that he was standing and the angle that he threw it was the only possible way that he could have blocked him like that. Because he had to be standing to the left of the hero, because the ice shards end, like, it's just a horseshoe shape, if you imagine that, right? So if he's standing straight below him and he throws it, then the other heroes can't get in to hit. but he blocked it on one side, which means he was to the left of the hero when he threw it. So he blocks only one side, and obviously the thing is tilted, so you can let the other heroes in to kill. And then they still can't kill him because they just both got hit by a Drunken Haze.
Yeah.
So it's like, the play that they had to make to set that up in the first place was amazing, and then they got RNG'd, and then they lost. Game is hard.
Pretty much the summary of the game there.
Yeah.
Well, we do appreciate you guys holding on with us at home. We're sorry for these pauses. Not a lot that we can do. I just waiting for NOG to sort it all out, and we'll be good to go. How's your day been?
Hopefully.
How's your day been, Andy?
It's been all right.
Been all
you
right.
know, a day of Dota 2, which is always a good day.
Did you wake up early this morning?
Define early.
Anything before midday?
No.
No, you didn't.
Definitely did not wake up early. Nope. Not me.
No.
I mean, the thing is, I usually go home after DreamLeague, right, and I play a few games. I just streamed, like, the last 2 days, like, 5 hours or so after I go. So I go to bed, like, 5 a.m.
Yep.
And I woke up today, I think, at 1. And then I fell asleep again because I was like, not enough sleep. Still tired. Woke up at 3. Got up, made food. Came out here. And here we are.
Easy job. And will you be streaming when you get back tonight? Or
Oh, I don't know. I got to be up a lot earlier tomorrow.
Is it Betty Bye time?
It might be the old snooze. Because tomorrow we have the long day. So
The
there was
long day
originally meant
indeed.
to be 4 series, but I believe we moved one of them, so now we only have 3.
Oh, there you go. It's not that long over there.
So it's not
It's
too
only
bad.
one
right?
series longer than a normal
Originally,
day.
I thought it was supposed to be 5 series, which I was like, holy crap, that's a lot of Dota, right?
That is a lot of Dota.
Like, you get
5
tired
series.
casting 10 games.
That's going to be a good 12 hours of Dota 2.
Well, I mean, even this, we only cast 4 games, and it, on average, lasts for 6 hours.
What time is it now? It's 20 to 11.
Yeah.
No, it's not. 20 to 10.
20 to 10.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it?
No. I don't. This clock's wrong. I think it's 20 to 10.
I check mine.
I think it's 20 to 10.
I think yours is
I think I'm on
fast.
like finish time or something. I
Yeah,
don't know.
it's like
I don't know
9:40
why.
right now.
I don't know.
It's like 9:40.
Here we go.
All right, we got one
We've
back.
found one of them.
We need one more.
Mitch has turned back up.
All right, who wants to stand in? I think Shane would do it. Shane's an Omni player.
Is he?
You can play Omni, right, Shane? You can stand in? All right, because Spartan's not back yet. Shane's ready. All right, the dream.
He'll be back soon, I'm sure. Spartan on his Omni. Not a hero that we see a lot.
Definitely not.
There's been a couple of nice repels this game.
I mean, the thing is,
Not been hugely impactful so far, but
I like Omni for a
still a lot
mid-game
of
pick,
Dota to play out.
but we said, like, he's crappy in the draft, right?
Yeah.
Like, really crappy in the draft. Or in the lane. So, if you're bad in lane, and you're playing against Vega, and they have this kind of super aggressive team that's going to try to pressure early, then your only purpose for the hero is putting a repel on somebody and hoping for the best.
Yes.
Like, he got level 1 repel, he sat mid, he tried to take off all the shadow strikes from Excalibur so he could farm. And then it's like, okay, well, I did that, but the Slardar roaming was actually more effective than the Omni Knight support. Because the Slardar came mid, and I think they ended up getting 2 kills out of that.
They did set up the first split, I believe, but then they did lose the Dazzle, because it was when they went for Steve. They got Steve on the Meepo, but they had that incredible Spartan Tango juke into the tree line, but they just couldn't quite finish him off.
That was quite nice, actually. But this is, in my opinion, NLG, their playstyle is not based around lanes, like, at all. Whenever I watch them, I always feel like their lanes can always be stronger. But they seem to be very aggressive, and they want to fight, and then they want to go for, like, mid-game timings.
Yes.
Like, they don't, it's like, all right, yeah, whatever, we lost our lanes, who cares? You know, we got Centaur ulti, we got GA, once our Omni hits 6, we got a Meepo, let's just go run at people. Like, I get that, but this one might be a little bit more difficult to overcome than the previous matches.
Well, we do once more apologise. Sorry to you guys at home. Sorry if you're getting bored. You know, be sure to, you know, get some food in.
He's on his way.
He's coming.
We've
had confirmation here from the Disruptor. And I hope you all appreciate him. There's nothing that we can do to speed this up. It wasn't my choice to have a pause. Was it your choice, Andy? Did you choose?
I didn't make him DC.
We did not choose for this to happen. It has just occurred. We are doing our best to work with it. Let's just bear with us. We'll be back in a second. Well, we're not going anywhere. Don't worry. We're staying right with you guys at home. But we are just... Oh, he's back. He's back.
All right, boys.
There we go. The panic's over. Put your picnic baskets away. We're going to be able to get back on with NLG and Vega. Hopefully. He's in the game. He was having lag issues before.
You know, I always find...
Oh, no, he's gone.
Oh, God. He did.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, false hope.
Oh, yeah,
a little bit of false hope there.
Rip.
He's gone. Okay, so Yep, the whoops are coming out in the chat.
I was just gonna say, isn't it fascinating how like in pub games, I very, very rarely have a problem like this. But in professional games, it seems to be like most games have disconnects and pauses. So why is it that like the better you get at Dota, the worse your internet gets? It seems like that's how it works.
Yeah. Well, he's back. He's back. We've got him.
Do we have him? Don't jinx it, Owen.
I'm touching wood.
Don't
We haven't got any wood here.
If the internet doesn't see us, it won't disconnect him.
Good one, Shane. But no, he's back. He's back, and he hasn't DC'd yet, so I think we're good. I think. Are we good?
You can't.
He's not left. He's not.
No one touched anything.
No one touched anything. He's back. Come on. Come on, Spartan.
I'm terrified.
What? Oh,
okay, now somebody's AFK.
Someone else there. Not quite sure. Who's Brudenko? There's a nickname for one of the guys on Vega.
I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Still got issues. TS issues. Vega's got issues at the moment. We do apologize.
He apparently told the other team before he told his own team that he was still having problems. Oh. That's funny. He just goes into game and he just says it.
Oh yeah, he let us know.
That's pretty funny.
All right. Wow. Undercover agent Spartan secretly working for Vega apparently.
I'm a Spartan fan though. I like the way that he plays.
Yeah, he's a bit of an Iron Man, isn't he? We've seen him do some
He's a wisp guy.
stuff on the Iron.
He's also very unconventional with his drafts, which I think is refreshing. Like he has a different outlook on the way the game is supposed to be played than a lot of teams.
Yeah.
And I think there's something that can be learned by watching him like draft and play the game. Because every single time a new patch comes out, people play towards what they feel the patch strength is. So in this patch, obviously a lot of fighting. Because you get a lot of gold from fighting now. Taking map control early is great, always has been. But he's kind of just like, you know, instead of going for really strong lanes that snowball, let's just pick really strong mid game that doesn't care about the laning phase. And we'll just be like,
why not? You know what I mean?
It's 5-man Dota.
Why not? And why not play the goddamn game?
I mean, I ask myself that question frequently, especially right now.
We're good. We're getting us all. No, there's not yet. Not yet. He can't join TeamSpeak. Well, maybe he does need to talk to them anyway. I mean, he's just ping.
Let's be honest. You should move over.
You just ping for heals.
Just use Discord.
You control ping for repel. I mean, it's not that hard to communicate with an Omni Knight, is it?
I guess not.
I guess not.
I would actually.
But we're gonna wait. He needs to fix TeamSpeak.
Omni has a pretty low skill cap, to be honest.
Whoa.
I'm not okay. Don't take that the wrong way, Owen.
There's a lot of Omni players out there who've just been deeply offended.
Look, I'm just saying, if Slacks is watching, the hero ain't that complicated. You throw a repel on somebody, you throw a heal on somebody, and you GA. If anything, it's easier to play it now because of the diffusal nerf, because you don't even have to think about when you cast your spells. Before you had to think about, do I want to repel first or do I want to GA? You know, what's more important? Now it's just, oh, well, they're both just going to get purged in like 1 second. Might as well just use them all at once.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, it looks like we may be continuing because they have, I believe, come to the point where they've used up their pause time allotted.
How much pause time did they have? I think the game's been paused maybe longer than the game time.
How long have we been paused?
It's like 15 minutes in. I think we've been paused for maybe longer than that.
Have we really? Does time really go that quickly?
Oh, we're disconnected from the game too.
Oh. Are we?
All right. Well, I am.
Well.
Yeah, you are too.
Seeing as it's what all the pros are doing, we thought we'd join in.
Why
We're
not?
off. We're DC. We're getting ourselves back in. Don't worry.
No, I'm back in. You're not.
Everyone
Correct.
in chat, can we just keep it calm? I know you guys are at home. You might
Keep
be
the
worrying.
picnics to a minimum.
Yeah. Just keep it cool. You know, just soak it all in. Just find someone to hold. Start spamming Ming Lee, and we'll be fine. We'll get through with this together. As yeah, there we go. Back to us. Fantastic. You don't want to see Weapons showing off his items. Fantastic. I love pauses, don't you, Andy?
Yeah, it's definitely the best part.
Oh,
100%.
There we go.
What have you done?
Oh, I've been decent.
Oh, you got DC'd, all right. Look, you're even getting party invitations while we're
I'm
waiting.
getting invited to a low priority party.
You have to win those now.
Jog on. I can't decline, Andy. I've been binded to this contract with someone. Well, we're going to have a break. There we go. We're sorting it out for you guys. Don't worry. Everything's going to be fine. There's no need to panic. We've got it sorted. Go get yourselves a nice cuppa and a crumpet. We'll see you in 2. Quick break. Okay, we're back. We're sorted. Everything's done. Just forget about the last 10 minutes. It never happened. We're back in the game. Andy, what have we missed?
Apparently, a potentially game-changing fight from NLG, which is really unfortunate, but I think, okay, they're coming in for the cleanup.
I think Vega have got this sorted by the looks of it. They found Mitch, and it is just Spartan and Excalibur left in the pool. Excalibur trying to do what he can with the Poos, but it's not enough. They're all but disrupted dead.
Wait, who got Roche? I didn't even see. I wasn't... We got DC'd. So I don't actually know
anyway, just to fill people in.
Okay, the Queen got it.
Okay, so Queen got it. And also in regards to the fact that we're 4v5, NRG did meet the limit on the timing of...
They can't pause any longer.
No, they've had their pause limit.
They cannot.
So, admins are doing as they should. We're sticking to the rules. The rule is that you have a limit on the pause timing for teams, so we are playing on at the moment, which is obviously very unfortunate for the side of NLG, but we have seen Spartan intermittently return, so hopefully for the side of NoLogic, he'll be back very shortly.
Basically, if you're in this position, grease up the hamster wheel, Spartan. Get your shit together, man. Let's get some real Dota happening. But for now, Vega still continue to look very strong. I think, is Queen just going to go BKB or is she going to go Aghanims? I suppose BKB is really strong here for him.
BKB could be the play, especially if you're getting caught out like, ooh, hang on.
Okay, they can't actually pause it anymore, though.
You don't have a pause timer.
Apparently they're claiming that they're being...
Okay. Well,
somethinged.
The word that will never be spoken.
The word that cannot be said.
The word that cannot be spoken. So this is really unfortunate for NoLogic. But don't worry. As I said earlier, there's nothing to worry about. Everything is going to be alright, isn't it, Andy?
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It's going to be fine.
It's going to actually be fantastic.
Fantastic. Well, I wouldn't go that far, Andy.
Oh, come on. We're supposed to be positive here.
We
got to be the beacons of positivity.
Well,
you're young. You have so much to live for. I'm supposed to be the old one who has, like... I don't know. I'm jaded. What can I say?
But don't worry. We're just having a quick pause, apparently. But we're going to sort it out because, as we did just say, NoLogicGaming are out of pause time. But
they are actually out of pause time.
They are out of pause time.
But do they get more pause time for each individual person that DCs?
I don't think they do. I think it's per team. But then again, I haven't read the rulebook because I'm not an admin. I'm just a caster. I just turn up and talk about what I'm seeing on the screen. I don't read any of the rules for the tournaments. Do you? That's the admin's job.
I just show up and I talk, and then I go home.
Yes. So don't worry. We're sorting it at the moment. We've just got a couple of DCs on the side of NLG.
They're asking if they can load the game, which I think is a fair request.
Well, what would that fix?
Well, because if they can't have the people reconnect, they can have stand-ins. So they can load in with other people.
Is that allowed?
I don't know. I guess we're going to find out. I'd imagine it is. Most tournaments that aren't...
Well, you can just replace the players mid-game.
Well, I mean, they don't really have much of a choice, right? The alternative is forfeit.
But if the rules are rules, Andy.
I'm saying I don't know.
The hammer's got to be dropped.
I don't know if they can.
No. Well, we're finding out.
Because it's actually the first time...
We're keeping you guys updated at home. You're not missing out on anything. We will tell you everything that we find out as soon as we find.
The admins are just letting Vega know right now that they can resume the game if they want. Vega are choosing to keep it paused because they are gentlemen and scholars, all of them.
They are suggesting that we maybe reload here.
Yep. Mitch has come back.
In fairness. Okay, we've got one back.
Barton is still gone.
Fine. The Darkseid has returned. Still just misses Spartan. Of course,
I think one stand-in is okay, as long as they're not from another team that's participating in DreamLeague. I think that's the stipulation. Like, you can't have another person stand-in from another team who's already in the tournament.
Okay.
And if it's only one stand-in, I think that's fine. Maybe they can get Slacks to play Omni.
Well, it's irrelevant if you think it's fine, Andy. It's the rules at the end of the day. We don't really care what you think is fine, Andy.
Wow. Rude.
We've got to stick by the rules here. Right, so the game will continue. And it will be back to the situation we're in. So we should be able to get ourselves back in. Vega's just confirming that they are ready. And NLG, unfortunately, the situation is still where they are an Omni Knight down. They have had Spartan DC. He can't seem to reconnect for the time being. But as we said earlier, they have reached their pause timer. So we're back on. No one gets the Orchid down to Milan. That's going to be enough to allow no one to blink away and not to worry about the glimpse back. So he gets himself back up to top, and top lane 9, Pasha Ibashu found himself the tower. Gods is going to be spotted out. They don't have the Sonic Wave again on no one, but here's the jump in straight onto Spartan. Killing a man when he's down there. They get the Omni, and now blink forward, or blink back, in fact, from Garter. Mag's going to just try and chase them here. There's going to be the glimpse back onto the Axe. Nice kinetic field, ball control, no one for the time being. Milan's going to look for the TP out, realizes he just can't go for it. Tries to walk it off, you're not walking that one off, and it's going to be the second pick off there in a row for Vega. Taking 2 out of the jungle here from NLG.
Thanks.
And now they look to get the push on onto this tower here, and NLG are going to have a hard time doing anything about this.
Yeah, I think for now, I don't really know what NLG can do at this point. Like, even if, okay, on paper, if Spartan is connected to this game and they try to do something, I still feel like Vega have a significant advantage. Obviously, the DC doesn't help by any stretch of the imagination, and Vega stayed paused way longer than they had to. Like, they could have unpaused like 10 minutes ago if they really wanted so. I feel like they've waited plenty of time. The admins are not actually saying if we're allowed to go to a loaded game or not, so I don't know what the consensus is on that. Hopefully we can figure it out.
Mid lane, Garter jumps straight onto Solo here with the stun. Solo will turn around with the crush, pops the amplifier out, and will sliver himself away. That's going to be that, and no one is hanging around. He's got Sonic Wave here. He's going to blink forward and maybe think about using it here. Ow,
nice.
Again, the crush from Solo. They'll find one. Oh, no one getting shoved straight into the static. That's a nice bit of play there. They'll pop the Aegis here on the clock.
He should be dead.
Can he escape?
No, very nice.
No, he can't. Okay, so Steve doing it there with the boys. They get the kill onto the Quap. Trying to chase down for more here, see what they can find. Solo is a little bit too quick. They won't be able to get the vision to catch him out. Mitch is close on the tail of Seema. So they may just find the Dazzle kill. Dazzle turns around the poison touch. Solo there with the amplifier. They're looking for Mitch. Solo did get glimpsed back. It doesn't matter. Seema's got that one on his own. But find out. Look at the damage from 9 Pashi Bashu. Bringing down Malam. One charges aren't going to save him at the same time. Mag getting caught out by Excalibur here. Excalibur bringing out slow here with the poos. GA comes out as well. Solo with a wraparound. Wants to try and help out his friend. And now with a shallow grave onto Mag as well. The Axe is going to live for the time being. Stampede coming out from the side of NLG. They will be able to find the kill onto Mag, but Pasha just turns up. One shot here at the Omni. They'll look for Excalibur. Garter with a Who Stomp, holding off the right clicks of Pasha, but Excalibur still goes down. Can't quite find the kill onto Seema. And it's now going to be Garter just on the retreat. Solo up to the high ground. Garter looking for the dukes. It actually turns around and kills Seema. Got him indeed. But triple kill for the Clinks here. As it is a team wipe against the side of NLG effectively. And that's your Desolator now coming out into the Clinks.
You can see actually a little bit of what NLG are capable of in terms of just sheer damage output. They had a... I guess the GA was fine. Obviously, he's disconnected, so I can't really talk in terms of much of what he's actually doing. But
Milan?
Is he dead?
I think he's
He
dead.
is dead.
Solo, look at him go. Look at him go. All right.
He's got it, dude. He's got
He's
it.
fine.
That's a Sonic Wave, right?
Well, that is indeed. No one will get the cleanup on that, so another couple of kills here for the side of Vega. NLG, unfortunately, at this point, just getting a little bit outplayed, and it's going to be the tier 2 going down in the mid lane as well. Vega will be quick to claim that one. And interesting choice. So Vlad's has been the pickup here for Slardar. He's got it in the stash at the moment. And yeah, NLG have to be very careful at this Clinks. I mean, he can just go for you guys with the strafe and the Deso. He is working towards that BKB as well. 26-12, Vega in the lead at the moment in terms of net worth as well as 15k lead. XP coming close as well. So it's going to be a rough one to say the least for NLG if they want to try and bring this one back. But they do have the Meepo, and if there was ever a hero to sort out a situation like this, it would be the Meepo.
Yeah, agreed. Maybe they can even find a kill bottom lane here. They have Stampede.
Seema is possibly dead.
I think he is very dead,
Very much
actually.
dead, in fact. Yeah, he's not walking this one off. He has got... I mean, Solo, do you want to come into a full 5-man of NLG? Because I don't think you do, buddy. He's going to need more help. I mean, Pasha is coming in, but Solo... Oh, gets glimpsed back into the field here. Pasha's starting to deal the damage. We'll find Milan, but Solo's going to pay with his life. So it's a 2-for-1. Oh, Mag jumps in with the call. There's actually a buy back here from Solo on the Slardar. No one's there as well. BKB's himself up as... Well, who can he find? Okay, blinking for Excalibur. He finds the low Meepo and he gets the kill. That's going to be Meepo down. Pasha just sitting there, dealing out the damage. Mag gets low to the purification, but it doesn't matter. They'll still kill the Omni Knight. And they will get that. Solo did buy back for that, but again, it is Vega taking the team fights. NLG showing little sparks and glimpses of hope, but it's always Vega coming out on top at this point.
It's so reliant on the Meepo to get anything done right now for NLG. And I think if Spartan was around, it would probably be a hell of a lot closer, but I could also say that Vega are playing a bit more reckless.
Yes.
Now that they know it's like a 4v5. So it's kind of hard to say.
Oh, look at no one as well. Straining onto Mitch with the Orchid. He's got a Sonic Wave as well if he needs it. Solid trying to chase down Garter. Garter did find the kill onto their Clinks. It's a nice Static Storm as well, but it's not quite enough damage, or is it? No one getting incredibly low, in fact. Blinks away. Thunderstrike won't be enough to kill him. So with a glimpse back on Solo, Solo's trying to finish off Milan. And Milan with the jukes, is it enough? No, it's not. Blink out from Solo out the Pyro ring, gets the kill. Garter's going to go down as well, almost certainly, as the poison from no one finishes him off. And again, unfortunately for the side of NLG, just losing heroes. They did find the Clinks in return, but they're going to need to find a little bit more than just that if they want to bring themselves back into this one.
Especially with Magno having BKB. He can initiate on whoever he wants. The Meepo is not really going to do much to him because he has Vanguard. He's just not snowballing hard enough. Like having a Vanguard and BKB against Meepo at this stage when he only hits for around 90 damage, it's just not enough DPS. They're going to kill him before the taunt even wears off, I feel, if the Clinks is in the area.
Solo, he's looking for some air. He's just eyeing them up, getting the amplifiers out as Vega continues to pressure in both the bottom and the mid lane. No one now with a smoke up, heading towards Meepo. See if he can catch out Excalibur here. He hasn't got the Sonic Wave though. I mean, he jumps forward. He's going to need some more help here because he's not killing this Meepo on his own. Excalibur will just poof that one back to base, and in fact, they rest the entirety. Mag a little bit late there with the call. Couldn't cancel it. Mid lane, Solo and Pasha looking to fight. Pasha's damage, just ripping for guards to this
Oh
man.
my god.
Oh dear, Clinks has got a little bit out of hand this game. And, well, Stampede comes out as Garda tries to frontline it, but you're not frontlining against a Clinks that's hitting you this hard.
The damage is real.
BKB from no one. He doesn't want to get taken home. The crush from Solo catches onto Mitch. The follow-up call from Mag. Garter does blink in with a hoof stomp, but Pasha just sitting there with the right clicks. It's a cleanup. Triple kill for no one. Buyback from Mitch, and they'll call GG well played. So a really unfortunate situation, of course, for NLG. They did have to play on there, but
what happened?
Kind of, I guess, if there's any silver lining, which isn't really a silver lining anyway, I think it was already a point where Vega had that game.
Yeah, it would have been an uphill struggle for sure.
Yeah.
But you can see during some of the team fights, like if the Omni had actually been there, maybe a little bit faster on his GA, maybe a little bit faster on a Repel, there could have been some turnaround potential, I feel, from NLG.
Yeah, with the Meepo, yeah.
Yeah, and once the Meepo gets blinked, the dynamic of the game changes pretty heavily to where, you know, Steve can start going for pickoffs. He doesn't have to wait around for like 5-man anymore. They had a good initiation. They have Static Storm to fall back on too. And I mean, before the DC, there were no BKBs out, you know. So there were some openings, I feel, for NLG to do a little bit in that game. But like you said, unfortunate. Spartan, DC didn't get to come back. Curious to see if they're going to be able to replace him for the next game. He is the drafter.
Yeah, he's a
that's a rough role to fill, so we'll see what NLG can do about it.
We will indeed. So once again, we do apologize for the fact that we did have to play like that, but rules are rules. Vega will take the game nonetheless. We'll be back for game 2. Hopefully the side of NLG can sort out their issues, maybe look to get a stand-in instead of Spartan so we can get a bit more of a fair at game 2 again. But once again, we do apologize, but don't worry, because game 2 is going to be absolutely insane. And you can mark my words on that one. But that's it from myself and Andy for the time being. We're going to have a quick ad break and then over to the panel to hear what they have to say about Game 1. But Game 2 will be right around the corner. See you guys in a bit.